Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to react to the top 10 cancelled celebrities. Where are they now? It must be so hard. Like if you've lived a life of like a Hollywood A-lister or B-lister or whatever, you're just like a known Hollywood actor, and you do something or you're caught up in a scandal or whatever that causes you to lose that position, to lose those roles, that income, and then you have to go and apply for like a normal job. It must be just, especially if you've been in Hollywood for like 10 plus years, so you got used to that A-list lifestyle, to then suddenly be forced to just switch. It must be so weird, you know? Like, obviously to go from making millions of dollars to like, say, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50 grand or whatever it is, that in itself is a massive, massive shock. But, you know, to have people like see you, like, you know, let's say you're working as a, I don't know, a waitress or something like that, and you used to be in movies. It must be so surreal. So yeah, like this video is going to be quite interesting because it's probably happened to quite a few people. I can think of a few, but there's probably a lot that this has happened to, so it should be a really interesting one.
And that, Kanye, is how you buy yourself some time.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 cancelled celebrities. Where are they now?
J.K. Rowling, she's not cancelled. Louis C.K.
For this list, we'll be looking at famous people who faced widespread backlash and or were embroiled in controversies, and examining what they've been up to in recent years. Do you still follow these celebrities' lives and output? Let us know in the comments below.
Let's go.
Number 10. Ellen DeGeneres. This comic was once an icon of pop culture, paving the way for LGBT representation in television and subsequently launching a beloved talk show.
It's September 8th. This is our very first show, and you are my very first audience.
Her accomplishments cannot be forgotten, but DeGeneres herself was called out in 2020. It was alleged that the production of The Ellen DeGeneres Show was full of problems, including racism, harassment, and wanton terminations.
Shocking allegations on their own, but this was at The Ellen Show. Ellen Show, a woman who has built a reputation and in fact an empire on the idea of us all being nice, being kind to each other.
Other reports also came to the surface, notably accusing DeGeneres of being less than kind. She failed to renew her contract when it expired in 2022, effectively bringing her long-running talk show to a close.
Thank you so much for being on this journey with me. I feel the love, and I send it back to you. Bye.
DeGeneres revealed to The Hollywood Reporter that she will be taking a year-long hiatus to sit still. Number 9.
I read a story on Reddit about someone who met her, like apparently, so Ellen was on holiday somewhere, and it was in Europe, the place, and this lady was the server at Ellen's table, and Ellen basically told the server that she was ugly. Allegedly. But if true, isn't that such a horrible thing to say to somebody?
Gina Carano. After finding great success in mixed martial arts, Carano became a household name by playing Cara Dune in The Mandalorian.
This is Navarro. We're here. This entire area is the green zone, completely safe. But over on this side is the problem.
Her use of social media drew some controversy in 2020, but it wasn't until the following year that things publicly came crashing down for the popular actress. She continued to craft contentious posts, notably shaming the use of masks for protection against COVID-19 and making inappropriate comparisons to the Holocaust.
I was speaking out about lockdowns, masks, vaccinations, and pronouns way before anybody was even, saying a word about it. And so I was a little bit ahead.
She was ultimately fired from Lucasfilm and removed from The Mandalorian. After being effectively excommunicated from Hollywood, Carano began partnering with conservative media companies and is now starring in their movies. In 2022, she appeared in The Daily Wire's Terror on the Prairie and Breitbart News' My Son Hunter.
So the obvious next question is,
where's Hunter?
Number 8.
It's, you know, look, all of us have opinions, you know, fairly controversial opinions, like probably every single one of us. But you just, there's certain things you just don't say publicly. Like, it's just common sense, isn't it? It's common sense, especially if you're her. You work for Disney. Disney care a lot about, their stars and what they say and stuff like that. Look at the guy who got fired, the guy who played Kang the Conqueror. That was really dumb from Gina. Very, very dumb.
Jussie Smollett. Like Ellen DeGeneres, Jussie Smollett paved the way for representation in TV, playing a gay black man in Fox's Empire.
Sometimes you feel insecure.
Yeah, this guy just completely took a blowtorch to his career.
The role earned him popularity and an NAACP Image Award for Outstanding New Artist. But the actor made headlines in January 2019 when he was supposedly the victim of a hate crime.
Then I look down and I see that there's a rope around my neck, which I hadn't.
You hadn't noticed it before?
No,
you didn't
because
see?
It was so fast. You know what I'm saying? It was so fast.
How long did this all
It felt like minutes, but it probably was like 30 seconds.
It was eventually alleged that he lied about the story and was charged with felony disorderly conduct for filing false police reports. Smollett was convicted.
Why is he holding up his fist? Like you're some kind of freedom fighter. Bro, get to jail, man.
But is still battling the legal aftermath of the ordeal on appeal.
A defiant Smollett shouting as he was let out of the courtroom after being sentenced to 30 months probation, with the first 150 days to be served at Chicago's notorious Cook County Jail.
Though he continues his creative output, it's at a highly reduced rate. He co-wrote, produced, and directed the 2021 movie B-Boy Blues, which is about two black men falling in love in New York. Number 7. Dave Chappelle. Following the end of The Chappelle Show, Dave Chappelle went on an extended break and only made occasional appearances in the media.
I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore.
What? Why not?
I'm burnt out, Lou. I got a family, man. I'm working 20-hour days every day. I ain't making no money.
That changed around the mid-2010s when he started regularly doing stand-up again. However, this return has been marred in various controversies, with the comedian making some ill-advised jokes through his specials. In 2021, The Closer was released on Netflix to mixed reviews and widespread controversy.
All right. It's gonna get worse than that. Hang in there. It's gonna get way worse than that.
Chappelle was accused of making transphobic remarks, and the special caused various Netflix employees to walk off the job in protest.
Really?
Regardless, Chappelle continues his stand-up career. In 2022, he headlined 4 nights at the Hollywood Bowl and hosted Saturday Night Live.
Kanye's gotten into some scrapes before. Normally when he's in trouble, I pull up immediately. But this time I was like, you know what? Let me see what's gonna happen first. Let's see where this is all going.
Number 6.
Yeah, I like Dave Chappelle. I will say, though, that I prefer his older stuff. I think I like his older stuff a bit more.
Roseanne Barr. Barr made headlines when it was revealed that her long-running and beloved sitcom Roseanne was returning to the airwaves.
What happened?
I thought you were dead.
I'm sleeping. Why does everybody else think I'm dead?
What mask is that? Is that like a breathing mask? Never seen one of these before.
You looked happy. I thought maybe you moved on.
However, that highly anticipated return did not last long. Just 2 months after the season debuted in 2018 to enormous success, Barr tweeted a racist insult aimed at government official Valerie Jarrett.
She addressed the controversy tonight on MSNBC's Town Hall on Racism.
Well, first of all, I think we have to turn it into a teaching moment. I'm fine. I'm worried about all the people out there who don't have a circle of friends and followers who come right to their defense.
The Roseanne revival was swiftly axed by ABC, and Barr.
What did she say? What did she say to Valerie or about Valerie?
Barr largely disappeared from the public spotlight. She was notably excluded from The Conners, a follow-up to the sitcom.
Well, that's why I'm here. I know Roseanne would want me to step in and watch over the family.
No, it'd kill her. But she's already dead, so carry on.
However, the actress now seems to be trying to revive her career. In 2023, she will deliver a brand new comedy special on Fox Nation, the companion streaming service to the conservative network. Number 5. Bill O'Reilly. Speaking of Fox, Bill O'Reilly was one of its biggest stars throughout the 90s and 2000s. He hosted the popular talk show The O'Reilly Factor, which ran between 1996 and 2017.
Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. We'll have the talking points memo a bit later on, but first, an interview with Donald Trump.
It was then that the New York Times broke a story claiming that numerous sexual harassment suits against O'Reilly worth millions of dollars had been settled.
Much of the information in the New York Times report about Bill O'Reilly was already known, including the most devastating case against him from 2004.
Wow.
Which included transcripts of phone calls Bill O'Reilly made to a Fox News employee.
He was promptly fired from Fox, and his show came to an end after more than 20 years. O'Reilly then started No Spin News, a podcast to which he eventually added a video component.
Welcome to the No Spin News, Tuesday, January 24th, 2023. Stand up for your country. And I know I'm getting mail saying it's hard to stand up for your country these days. That's true, no doubt.
He also continues to write with author Martin Dugard, notably publishing 2 books in 2022. Another, Killing the Witches, The Horror of Salem, Massachusetts, is scheduled for release in 2023. Number 4.
To be honest, I think there's just too much news. There's just too much news. I feel like as soon as the 24-hour news cycle started, that's when society really started to... Like, we just don't need so much, like, coverage of everything. Like, you know, somebody sneezes somewhere, like, it's front page news. It's like, it's just too much. Do you know what I mean? Like, and people like Bill O'Reilly and, you know, like, why are they famous? Like, do you see where I'm coming from? Anyway, I don't know.
4. Armie Hammer. Armie Hammer was on the come-up throughout the 2010s, starring in the likes of The Man from U.N.C.L.E. and Call Me By Your Name.
Elio, what are you doing?
Reading my music.
No, you're not.
Thinking, then.
Yeah?
The latter earned him widespread attention and praise, and he was even nominated for a Golden Globe for his work in it. But in January of 2021, various allegations were made against him, claiming that he had disturbing proclivities and would subject his partners to abuse. He left many of his pending projects behind, while others cut ties with him and basically fled the entertainment industry. His final film to date, Death on the Nile, was released in 2022.
That was naughty of me. Hello. I hope you don't mind, I took the liberty.
Hammer is now thought to be residing in the Cayman Islands and reportedly works in the timeshare selling business. Number 3.
You know what? Like, you know, if he did anything illegal, then obviously he, you know, should be held to account for that. But if it wasn't, you know, the guys in the Cayman Islands, you know, just leave him be. Leave him there, you know. He's living his life, whatever.
3. Louis C.K. This comedian was among those whose inappropriate behavior was exposed amid the #MeToo movement. After years of speculation and rumor, CK was officially accused of sexual misconduct by numerous women in 2017.
24 hours after allegations against comedian Louis C.K., allegations of lewd contact, he says these stories are true.
Some of those women had also reportedly been threatened by his then manager Dave Becky, who was said to have intimidated them into silence.
And also with regard to how it stayed an open secret for so long, Corey went on to say that the comedy world is a very different world, and she says there's a lot of allegiance.
Like, what exactly did he do? Like, this is the thing, like, that title, you know, the accusation, it's really broad. Like, what did he do?
And a lot of fear, and that it's not a comfortable place to speak out.
CK disappeared for some time following the allegations, but has since made a comeback of sorts. He put out the stand-up specials Sincerely Louis C.K. and Sorry, the former of which won a Grammy in 2022. 4th of July, a movie on which he served as co-writer, producer, and director, also came out that year.
I had the thing again where I thought I ran over a guy.
Did you run over a guy?
No. I was on the phone, which I know is bad. I shouldn't have done that.
Who were you on the phone with?
My mother.
Number 2, J.K. Rowling.
I remember Louis C.K. was everywhere for like a good few years. He was the big comedian, and then bang, just vanished. It's just crazy how quickly your career, you know, can just disintegrate. You can go from being on top to just nowhere.
The cultural heights reached by Harry Potter are hard to overstate.
Expecto Patronum!
Classic.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime phenomenon, and it came from the mind of J.K. Rowling.
Yep.
However, the author has come under fire in recent years, as she has made a series of problematic claims regarding sex and gender. Her remarks have widely been dubbed harmful and transphobic, and she has received backlash from the media, activists, and Harry Potter fans alike.
For the influential author of children's literature to be so vehemently anti-trans and to so publicly shame, ridicule, and invalidate trans people is lethal.
However, she continues on with her career. She's still writing the Cormoran Strike series under her pseudonym Robert Galbraith, with the 6th book being published in 2022. That year also saw the release of Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore, which Rowling co-wrote with Steve Kloves.
What you're doing is madness. It's what we said we'd do. I was young. I was committed to me.
Before we continue,
listen, like Harry Potter will always like have a special place in my heart. I remember when I was a kid, I was like 11, and my mum brought me the first book. It was Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. They changed it to Sorcerer's Stone, I think, for the US market. Those were, like, I think, maybe the very first books I read, like, by myself as a novel. Like, I'll always love Harry Potter, and I'll always be sort of, like, grateful for J.K. Rowling writing those books.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Kevin Spacey.
Yeah,
Very few actors have experienced a downfall quite like Kevin Spacey.
And then I blackmailed him for almost $60,000 past the asparagus.
Your father seems to think this kind of behavior is something to be proud of.
The man, who was once a respected actor and 2-time Oscar winner, is now a disgraced ex-celebrity accused of sexual misconduct and abuse. Spacey was accused by over a dozen people throughout the mid to late 2010s, which effectively ended his acting career.
These 8 people are all coming forward anonymously, saying they fear retribution. But yes, they describe the set of House of Cards as a toxic environment for young men who had to interact with Spacey in any capacity.
He is still facing legal repercussions stemming from the claims and is due to face trial in the UK in the summer of 2023.
There are cases in England. There are criminal cases. There are multiple ones. At first glance, they appear to be serious.
In the midst of these court battles, however, he is attempting a semblance of a return to the spotlight. He has notably been cast in a movie called Peter 5'8", and his voice will appear in the 2023 thriller Control.
Oh, Kevin Spacey, you know, like The Usual Suspects, amazing movie. You know, House of Cards, amazing TV show. It's what got me on Netflix. You know, if it wasn't for that show, I probably wouldn't have signed up to Netflix. You know, he was such a good actor. I mean, he is a good actor, but it's just like, what is it with, you know, these actors and that kind of misconduct? Do you know what I mean? Like, it felt like 80% of the people on this list, it was that exact thing. It's like, is it maybe they get in a position of power and they think that they can just do whatever they want to people? Maybe that's it. It's crazy. Like, you know, behave yourselves. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.